Although Montreal got slammed with a 75 centimeter snowstorm earlier this week, I've had spring sewing on the brain all week. So much so that I actually ordered spring fabric that I want to share today. Today is Friday, so we are going to have our weekly chat. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Izzy, and this channel is all about sewing, garments, quilts, bags, and because today is Friday, that means Friday Sews, and our chat about what we've been up to in the sewing room all week and what our plans are for next week. So I think this video might be really short because I've not been up to a whole lot this week. It's just been another busy one. Plus, I'm gonna insert a video of what this week has been like in Montreal with all of the snow that we got. So this footage was taken earlier this week when hubby and I decided to go and get some food because we basically had been in the house for a couple of days and decided it was time to go get some food, and that's what things looked like. I have to say things look a little bit better in Montreal right now, but they said it would take up to 8 or even 10 days to get all of the snow removed. So it's been an interesting week, to say the least. I mean, technically, snow days are perfect days to stay in and sew, but I've had some rough days working. So a lot of the evenings were spent basically like just vegging, either on the sofa or going to bed extremely early. But I did get some stuff done. So the first thing I managed to get done is the garment I was making for my collaboration with Christine. So it's all finished. I absolutely loved it. I filmed the video. All the clips are now with Marianne for editing, and you can look forward to that video on the channel on Tuesday next week. I really, really am excited about that video. And that was the only thing I finished. I did make some progress on my Think Pink project, and I'm excited about that one. I've only cut the fabrics like so far. I haven't actually sewn anything, but I think I'm gonna like what I make. And yeah, that video is scheduled to come out on the following week, so like March 4th, I think March. Can you believe I'm saying March? Anyways, I think March 4th, my Think Pink unboxing and then make video is gonna come out. So there's been some progress on that one, and I'm fairly certain I'm going to be able to finish it by the end of the weekend. And so hopefully record the video and send that off to Marianne early in the new week. I also worked on my Standing Tall Quilt. Do you remember that quilt? Last summer, it felt like everybody on YouTube and Instagram were making that quilt. Sarah from Sew Sarah Sewed and Teresa from Lost My Thread basically hosted a quilt along, and I started with them. I got all my fabrics cut at the same time as them, but then just things got really, really busy and I could never put my quilt top together. Well, I managed to put all of the sashing between my blocks, so now all that's left is the outer border. And I absolutely love how this quilt is gonna look. It's huge. It's a queen size. Is it a queen size or a king size? It's a big bed size quilt. But look at all of these colors. So I've got blues, greens, blacks, and pinks. Where's the pink? Oh, there we go. We've got pink pieces here. Isn't that nice? And then all the sashing strips are a nice light gray. and the outer border is going to be the same gray solid. I absolutely love how this is coming out. Now this is going to be a beast to baste and quilt, but I'm going to do it little by little. I feel very fortunate that I have multiple sewing machines in my sewing room, so that while my Juki TL 2010 is going to be set up for free motion quilting that quilt, I can sew on my Juki DX7, like sew garments and other projects. So I can go back and forth, and I don't have to spend hour upon hour just quilting that quilt, because I do get like pains in my shoulders and upper back and neck and hands and arms when I spend too many hours free motion quilting, especially on a big quilt like that you need to kind of maneuver under the needle. So, but I'm excited that the quilt top is almost finished, that I'll be able to baste it very soon and then start quilting on it. Like originally my goal was to have it finished by end of March. At this point, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to be able to do all of the quilting and then the binding in a month. I just don't. And like I said, originally when I first planned to make this quilt, this is going to go on our bed at the island house, and the island house doesn't get used until early May. So technically I could take until the end of April to make this quilt. Not a big deal. So I'll just move my self-imposed deadline to the end of April for that quilt. And basically that is it in terms of the sewing I've done this week. I do have some plans though for next week, and let me get that pattern. I'll be right back. So Marianne was over here over the weekend on Saturday after we had our pottery class. She came here to hang out for a couple hours, and I went through my pretty big pile of Big 4 patterns that I got, I don't know, a few weeks ago. I shared the whole pile with her just to see what piqued her interest, but particularly the ones that I bought specifically for her, and asked her to pick what I was going to do for her next. Well, she picked this body suit, I guess is what it's called. Yeah. She wants version A over here with the long sleeves so that she can wear it for the rest of winter and into spring. Now, I don't know what adjustments I'm going to need to make for her. I don't think there's going to be many because she's pretty small. She's a B cup, like B sewing cup. The only thing that might cause issues is she's curvy, like she's pear-shaped. She's got a nice full bum. So I don't know if I'm going to need to make any adjustments. Also, she's got a fairly long torso. She's not particularly tall. She's like 5'5", I think. But yeah, I don't know if most of her length is here. Anyways, I have no clue what kind of adjustments I'm going to need to make. I've never made a Big 4 pattern for her ever. But yeah, so I'm going to get into this one over the next week or so. I've got a remnant of a navy blue cotton jersey that we are going to use for the first try at this. It's going to be like a wearable toile. I do need to get some snaps. I have a Vario Creative tool machine that I got for Christmas, but the store where my kids got it didn't have any of the accessories for the machine yet. They do have them now, so I need to go to that store, but given the snow and all of that good stuff, I'm not driving these days. So I'll just need to get some snaps, and then I can get going on this, or I can get going on this, and then when it's time for snaps, I can go get some snaps. And as far as plans, that's it. I want to finish my Think Pink garment, which will probably happen over the next weekend. I want to put the outer border on my Standing Tall quilt, which would also happen fairly quickly. The border's ready. It's all cut. It's just piecing it on 4 sides. Not that big a deal. And then I'll make that bodysuit for Marianne. And I think that's going to keep me pretty busy for all of next week. I don't have any big plans for this coming weekend, and I'm off on Friday. So except for a Costco trip, because I'm running low on a bunch of things, yeah, I think I'm just going to be down here for the weekend sewing. And then next week I'm at work 5 days, so things are going to slow down for sure. But yeah. Now, I bought some fabric. So when was this? It wasn't very long ago. It wasn't this Sunday just passed. It probably was the Sunday before. I was on Andrea's live stream from Beyond the Pink Door. Andrea from Beyond the Pink Door. Her live stream. She has one every Sunday night where she introduces all of the new and fabulous fabrics in her shop. She has patterns, she has fabrics, she has notions, and yeah, and it's great to, although her shop is mainly online. I mean, if you live in Dorset in the UK, you can go to her shop. I think it's 2 days a week. But for most of us, we shop online when we shop there. But during her live, like, she holds the fabric up. You can see the drape. She really describes how it feels. And yeah, it's really, really cool. So I couldn't resist 4 of the fabrics she showed. And they're all spring fabric because they're all rayons or viscoses. Now, I said in the beginning, the very beginning of this video, that I had spring sewing on the brain. And although we got a ton of snow over the last week, I'm basically done with winter sewing. I don't want to make anything cozy or thick, or I'm done. I need to move on. So what I've been doing a lot this week is spending time on Pinterest, basically just collecting a bunch of images and inspiration and color palettes and just ideas. Now, if you've been on the channel for a while, you know that I've tried many, many times to sew by, not collections. I never tried to sew an entire collection, but I try to sew in modules. So I've tried to sew entire outfits at the same time. I tried to sew garments that would go with an orphan garment that I have in my wardrobe. And then I get caught up in the whole, you know, Instagram and YouTube thing and the next new shiny thing. And yeah, and what I feel like I need to wear or feel like I need in my wardrobe, instead of really sitting down and planning, like, what is it that I'm actually going to wear? What are the gaps and so on? So I think I have a plan together. I have my color palette for the most part. My next step, which is probably going to happen this weekend, is taking a look at my spring summer garments, getting rid of the stuff that I know I will not wear. Definitely the stuff that I didn't wear all of last year. Like, there's no point hanging on to that stuff. So I'm going to put everything in a bag ready for donation, and then really sit down and look at what are the gaps. What do I want to wear? What do I want to make? What do I have in terms of patterns and fabrics in my stash and so on? So I've got a whole process in my head. Now I just kind of need to execute on that. I'm thinking I'm not going to need to make a whole lot for spring. For summer, probably. Like, when we're into the summer months, I fully expect I'm going to need a couple things. But for spring is still pretty cool over here. So what you need is layers. So I can wear a spring type blouse, but then I just need layers. So I need to have a look at my jackets, my cardigans, my blazers. Do I have enough of those and in enough colors and different styles? Because I'm also very aware now of what my body shape goals are, what style of garments do I want, and all of that good stuff. It's been a nice big puzzle in my head all week as I sit and scroll through Pinterest and make notes and stuff. So I'm trying to put it all together in a coherent plan that I can share with you all at some point in the month of March, because I really hope I'm going to have all my plans nailed down by then. Because spring over here is probably going to start in April. Like, I'll need to have my stuff organized and really get going on sewing some of the pieces I'll need in March. So yeah, so long-winded way of introducing fabrics, new fabrics in my stash. So I only ordered 4 pieces because I hadn't really nailed down my color palette at that point, or what I wanted to make or needed to make. So I just ordered 4 fabrics that I knew I would absolutely love and use, and that fit my style guideposts of polished, understated, and fun. So the first one is a really fun red polka dot. So this is a cool red. There's no orange in this at all. And I absolutely love this. This is going to become a blouse of some kind. I've got 2 meters of this fabric. And I was thinking making myself another Nephiline blouse. I absolutely love the one I made. I think I made that one in December during Vlogmas. I wore it to work last week, and I put a note on my planner, on my paper planner, that I absolutely loved wearing that blouse. It's so comfortable. It looks very polished, but then it has a few little fun details. And in this red polka dots, oh my goodness, I think it would be stunning. So this is probably what this fabric is going to end up being. Now, I do love a polka dot, so I couldn't resist getting the exact same fabric, but in cobalt blue. Now look at, oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. Now the only problem is that Marianne saw this, and she also loves this. So I may need to make something for Marianne with this one. So what I might end up doing with this blue one is making Marianne and I little camis to wear under a cardigan or under a blazer for work. Or I guess I could go back on Andrea's site and see if she's got any of this left. I doubt she does. Her fabrics go so quickly. It's unbelievable. So yeah, so I got this, again, 2 meters of this. So if I do end up making camis, I think I could. I need less than a yard to make Marianne the Ogden cami. And I think I need 1 1/4 to make myself the Evola cami by Cashmerette. So I could make us some camis, but haven't decided yet if I'm going to be willing to share this with Marianne. Next is a really gorgeous print. Look at this. So this has some of my favorite colors in it. So the background is a very dark navy. Like, it's not, or it could be black. Yeah, it's black. So the background is black, but then you've got some beautiful burgundy or wine color, some white, some very, very light pink. Like, I don't know if you can see it on this side, but on this side, this flower here has very light pink. I absolutely love this. And you know, the polished, understated fun, like this is it for me. So it looks polished. The colors aren't crazy. It's a very nice, almost abstract floral. It's understated because, yeah, there's nothing flashy really about this, but it's fun. It's a fun print. So yeah, love this. 2 meters of this. Not sure what this is going to be yet. Probably some kind of blouse for work that I can wear with like a black blazer, or even like I have a really cute burgundy cardigan that would be really cute with this. And then the last one, I wanted to go with something different that I haven't really tried before. So I took this one. Now this is again an abstract floral, but what's new for me is the olive green. Now, olive green and then this emerald kind of green here, or grass green, they're on my color palette, but I've never been like in love with olive green, but I loved this print so much. I figured, hey, I'll just give it a try and see if it works for me. And I think it does. I think it's very, very pretty. So this will be perfect as a blouse to wear with navy trousers for work. I could even wear this like as it gets warmer and warmer with like white trousers. Yeah, I really, really love this. Again, 2 meters. Not quite sure what I'm going to make with it, but it's going to be some kind of top or a blouse, definitely. So those are the 4 fabrics I got from Andrea over the last, I think it was 2 weeks ago that I ordered them. And I cannot wait to cut into them and start making myself some spring/summer garments. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for me this week. I hope you've had a great week. I hope you have time to get some sewing in this weekend. Let me know what your plans are. What are you up to? I would love to have a chat down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. And like always, if you feel like sticking around, you can have a look at this video here. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.